So today I want to give you all a lesson in rhetoric. So we're going to break down Trump's rhetorical strategy in 4 points. Let's get to it. But before we get to that, I want to set the stage real quick so we can really further break down what we're about to talk about. So over the last week or so, we've been watching the stock market do this: drop, plummet. We've been watching it crash pretty much right before our eyes. And this is a result of Trump's tariff policy. It's the uncertainty in the market that's caused by putting the tariffs on, removing the tariffs, increasing the tariffs, decreasing the tariffs. It's the uncertainty in the market that's scaring investors away from investing into the market and scaring consumers from wanting to purchase products because they don't know what the market is going to do. So consumer uncertainty is high, investor uncertainty is high, and it results in this. So now that we've set the stage, let's go ahead and try to explain about exactly how this ties into Trump's rhetorical strategy in the first of our 4 points. So number one on Trump's rhetorical strategy: blame Biden and Democrats for everything bad, even if it's a direct result of his policy or actions. Now, that stock market crash that we were just witnessing was a direct result from Trump's tariff policy and the uncertainty in the market. And yet we're hearing talking heads say stuff like
We've
this.
got a Biden economy that, still most of Biden policies are in place. If you look at the Atlanta Fed GDP now number, it's showing negative first quarter, which is kind of, if you like, a metric of the inheritance of President.
So the stock market has effectively been crashing. They have effectively blamed the previous administration, the Biden administration, for this crash, even though I strangely remember Trump saying something on the campaign trail.
If Harris wins this election, you will quickly have a Kamala economic crash. You could have a crash. You could also have a crash like in 1929, more specifically, because that's where
I thought I remember him saying something like that. So, point number two in Trump's rhetorical strategy is take credit for anything good that happens, even if it's a result of a Democrat policy. And I think the recent developments are probably some of the best examples we have to use this, because we have examples of Trump doing every single one of these points in recent history. So this is a graph showing the previous administration's rise in the stock market. Now we can see that there was some dips in there. There was some struggles in there. I mean, we had inflation, we had the COVID pandemic, we had a lot of uncertainties in the market, a lot of supply chain issues. There were some struggles in here, but overall, you can see that it was steadily rising towards the end of the presidency. And Trump even validated the markets doing well because he was trying to take credit for the market doing well. This is the Trump stock market because my polls against Biden are so good that investors are projecting that I will win and that will drive the markets up. Everything else is terrible. Watch the Middle East, and record-setting inflation has already taken its toll. Make America great again. So he's trying to take credit for the stock market while actively removing blame from himself from any of the issues that he is accusing Biden of being responsible for. But only a couple of months later, Donald Trump was trying to remove blame from himself and not take credit for the stock market while actively blaming Kamala and Biden. Stock market crashing. I told you so. Kamala doesn't have a clue. Biden is sound asleep, all caused by inept U.S. leadership. So in January, he was taking credit for the stock markets booming and how they were predicting a Trump comeback. But in August, he ain't have nothing to do with it. The stock market's crashing. That's all Biden and all Kamala. It's part of the strategy. Now, point number three of Trump's rhetorical strategy is to lie about the negative results of his policies. Now, we're witnessing this in real time. We've witnessed it over the last year or so, as he will lie about specific issues, as he'll lie about the interview with Zelensky. I've already did a video about that. He'll lie about the tariff, about the results of those tariffs. But overall, the strategy here can be simplified to just lie. Like, if you just lie and you say that lie over and over and over again, you'll see things like, people believing that the 2020 election was stolen. And I also want to address a point that talking head had said earlier about the inheritance of a Biden economy for the Trump administration, and that it's going to take some time to readjust. The market was surging and hit record highs in December of 2024 during Biden's administration. So over the course of the last 3 months, we've witnessed it go from record highs to plummeting hundreds of points. So that point can't really stand on his head. But like I said, page one of Google, y'all. It's just research. That's it. Do your research, y'all. And to further that whole point about lying about specific policies and their impact, I want you to listen to Trump's response about people's worries when it comes to the tariffs and when it comes to the economy and when it comes to the stock market crashing.
all I know is this: we're going to take in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich. You're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just won't.
So, outside of what we understand tariffs to be, what their economic impact tends to be, what they have been historically, and what they're currently doing to the market and consumer uncertainty and investor uncertainty, his source, yeah, I think that's his source. I think that might be his source. And the last point of Trump's rhetorical strategy is distraction. Now, you'll see this is a Republican strategy as well. You have culture war issues all over the place that are really just meant to be just that, a culture war distraction. Plastic straws, Starbucks cups, the war on Christmas, distractions. So when you go and you see Trump going to buy a Tesla and you see that plastered all over the news and everybody wants to talk about it, everybody wants to cover it, I want you to think about this. There's a reason why Trump is retweeting articles telling you to shut up about the price of eggs. But yeah, that's Trump's rhetorical strategy broken down into 4 key components. Things that you can keep an eye on. Once you're aware of it, you can't unsee it. But if there's something that you'd like me to touch on or something that you feel like I missed or something I can explain better, let me know in the comments. Y'all take care. Keep fighting the good fight.